All right.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Stash Box. We're going to get right into it. I want to talk about Taste Buds. Their new gummy. It has CBC, CBG, and THC. Not a lot of THC, but 5 milligrams of each of the CBC and CBG. And for work, like when I'm at work, it's perfect. CBG, I don't know why it helps with anxiety and stuff for me. Looked into the CBC, and it kind of helps with supposedly brain growth and brain activity and supposedly nerve stuff, like the connection to the brain to the nerves, and it can kind of calm the nerves a little bit. So for people with MS, I would think this gummy specifically would actually be pretty decent with the CBG, because I had a customer at Starbuds. She thoroughly loves CBG to help with nerve pain and stuff. And you had something to add about these.
Yeah, these, and not just the CBG taste buds ones, but like the whole line of the new taste buds that have been coming out now, because they used to be in like bottles. Now they're in these aluminum cans. But a lot of them, if you look in the back, it actually says what strain it has. And it says what kind it is. Like if it's like distillate or rosin or resin. This one happens to be live rosin,
Nice.
which is very clean.
Yeah.
It says on the bottom, the only solvent used is water.
Oh, nice.
So it's going to be a nice clean high. But yeah, I also looked up too recently, like, because I had a customer, sorry, that had fallen on the ice, and apparently CBG too, as well as CBD, is good for pain.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think a lot of cannabinoids are good for pain.
I think so
They
too.
have
Like CBD, like some people
those kind of
say.
qualities. So yeah, I
And
really like this brand.
the fact that it also is gelato, that's nice too. Gelato is a really nice, relaxing strain, and it can actually help with pain a little bit. A lot of strains, I would tell people, in the industry, it's not going to help with your pain. It might get your mind off the pain, but gelato is one of those. It gives you such a nice body high that it does kind of help with the pain a little bit. So this is just a great mix, and like I said, for at work, I can feel it. I feel like I talk better, social anxiety wise, completely just on top of my game, confidence wise. And it's not just a trick of the mind, a placebo effect, because I forget a lot of times that I take the gummy and then I start feeling good, and then I start, just feeling like I'm conversating better and stuff. So, and I'm like, oh yeah, I took that gummy this morning. So I really do think they're very effective. A lot of people dog on anything that doesn't have a lot of THC in it because they feel like, oh, I'm not getting high off of it. But honestly, cannabinoids, like he said, can help a lot with pain and I think brain stuff too, like thinking straight, seizures, like epilepsy. That's what I could get into. A good example of how THC or maybe indica strains can help with epilepsy is I helped this lady at work. She has a dog, was having 6 seizures a day, was almost going blind and stuff because it was having so many seizures. Super sad. Doctor gave her some prescription drugs to put the dog on. She decided not to do that because she heard me talking to another one of my co-workers about THC and epilepsy, and she wanted to give pet tinctures a try. And these pet tinctures that he has at his shop have just 1 milligram of THC and a decent amount of CBD, but just that little bit of THC I really think hypes up that CBD, because you can give your dog CBD and it might make them feel good. It might help with the joint pain and stuff, but if you give them just that tiny bit of THC, it activates that CBD to do so much more for your body. And so I think it helps with epilepsy, because from what one epileptic told me when I was in the industry is it kind of smooths out that bump. Like epilepsies happen or seizures happen because there's something in the brain that skips, basically. Like if you have a record and it's like skipping, that's kind of what your brain does. It gets stuck on something almost, like, and it can't get over that hump. And so what indica or what certain cannabinoids do is smooth that out to where it's not skipping. Your brain isn't fucking hitting that bump and that smoothness that's supposed to occur in your brain. So anyways, I gave her some tincture, helped with her dog so much so he has not had a seizure since. She just is going to just try and stay stocked on tinctures and stuff, and just give her dog that from now on. And she says she hasn't given him the prescription drugs because the tincture is just working so well. Like, if he's not having seizures, there's no reason to give him the prescription drugs. And so, in saying that, I do feel like that is the war between, the pharmacies and weed, is that this shit, and even certain mushrooms like turkey tail and stuff, can help with cancers, epilepsy, nerve pain, damage, mental problems, shit like that. Now, it's a cure-all, I'm not saying that, but it helps more than some of these prescription drugs that they're trying to push on you and get you addicted to for years. So,
maybe with less side effects, too.
Much less, sometimes, I would say.
And the key difference, too, is like a lot of these natural plant-based benefits or plant-based alternatives are cheaper.
Yes.
They're less cost.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal with what you were getting into with the whole war on the pharmaceutical industry versus plant-based medicine.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. I mean, it's obvious. Most people even, they see it, that the pharmacies are the main reason why we don't have certain things when it comes to cannabinoids and THC research and legalization, is because, they really try to push that we don't need it, that we need the pills and stuff that the doctors say are good for you.
The science.
But I can say, as a victim of pill addiction, not me myself, but of my mom, she's dead now because of pills. If she would have been able to smoke weed, I honestly don't know if she would be, because she was too afraid to smoke weed because it was illegal in the state that I was living in and she was living in, and she was going through a divorce, and she was too afraid, if THC pops up on a pee test, she loses my brothers. But yet she was a mess on pills, bro. She would pass out on pills. She'd be fucking... Because different doctors, they weren't even checking in. They were just fucking prescribing her shit, and she didn't know. Like, she was just fucking taking this shit, and, it's too much, and they're too dangerous. That doesn't happen with weed. You don't go to different dispensaries and, smoke different strains and then overdose on just because you mix the wrong shit. That happens with doctor shit, though, all the time. Two different doctors prescribe someone different shit, and they're not supposed to take it together, and they fucking didn't consult with each other, and fucking big accident happens. But again, weed, gummies, I took I don't know how many milligrams the other night, enough where I thought I was gonna die, but guess what? I didn't. If it was pills or something, I would have. But I woke up feeling fantastic the next morning because it was just THC, and I eventually fucking died down. It's scary to take too much THC for sure. And I've only done it maybe once or twice, but again, I didn't die. I didn't go to the hospital. I freaked out for a second and maybe cried a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely not as dangerous as a fentanyl overdose.
Oh, yeah.
Opiate overdose.
Just look at that, bro. The fentanyl.
You stop breathing.
That's a prescription drug, and people are all over. We know about it. We know all these people are dying from it, but yet people are still taking this shit because a doctor told you, take this. I don't know, man. We didn't have fentanyl however many years ago, so why the fuck do we need it now? Why are we... Weed we've had for I don't know how many thousands of years, and it's still pretty efficient.
Yeah. And why does the FDA keep approving more opiates that are stronger than the previous ones?
Yeah.
They've already